Hey guys, Dustin here, and if you haven't noticed by now, this video is in English. Since Russian is the first language that I've started learning from the beginning without actually knowing anything past hello and goodbye, I wanted to examine the mistakes I made in the last video before I go rushing off into another video in Russian, and that's what this video is about. This is examining the mistakes that were pointed out to me by native Russian speakers or people who are farther along in the language than I am, and kind of deciding how to address those issues. So let's jump right into that. First things first, my pronunciation and my accent are bad. I know this, I expected this, I'm just a beginner. Even though I was told that I'm understandable, I know that my accent and pronunciation are terrible. I fully expect this to get better, but it's something I'm going to try to keep in mind as I'm learning, just to kind of improve that as I go, because I don't want to get farther down the road and realize I've been pronouncing something wrong and have to go back and fix it. I actually ran into that issue in Swedish, if you remember that, and it was no fun to go back and try to unlearn the things that I had learned wrong. One example of something I'm doing wrong is overemphasizing. When I say the word "всё," in my mind, I sound exactly like the lady in my Russian course. But to you guys, I sound "всё." My issue with that word is the V and S sound combination. We don't really have that in English, at least not at the beginning of a word, so it's kind of hard to make that sound without really sounding, well, over-exaggerated, I guess. Another issue I had was free-hanging modal verbs. Apparently that's a big no-no in Russian, and it's good that I learned this early because I do it all the time in English. All the time. What I said in my last video was "Я буду скоро," which is supposed to mean I soon will. But what I learned is that I needed another verb to kind of finish out that statement. Anything from speak to do the Macarena would have been acceptable there, even though I don't really think doing the Macarena is acceptable anytime. So instead of "Я буду скоро," should have been something like "Я буду скоро говорить." I also used the word "скажу," which sounds like the first person present of сказать, which means to say. However, that form of the verb used with the first person present actually makes it first person future. What I meant to say is when I speak, I don't say anything. What I actually said was when I speak, I will not say anything. So you can understand the mild confusion. All of these issues were pointed out to me by a Reddit user called Your Resident Russian. So thank you for that. Now, something I noticed on my own. I understand the Russian accusative case. I know what it is, I know when to use it, and I credit that little bit of awesome to learning Esperanto. Because the accusative case is so important in Esperanto that when I learned it, I really had to drill that in. And in Esperanto, it's super easy. It's just like one change, and it solves everything. So if you're ever wondering if learning Esperanto is worth it, I say getting a jump on the accusative case is well worth the time spent learning Esperanto. So there's that. However, my problem is I don't really have all of the word endings yet. I mean, I understand the present, future, and past with verbs, but the endings of adjectives and adverbs and the accusative are just kind of beyond my reach at the moment. I had no idea that there were so many word ending changes in Russian depending on who's speaking, who they're talking to, or what gender the noun is. I mean, keeping that stuff straight in your head is pretty tricky, but I'm confident that I can do it. So thanks for sticking with me this far and listening to me talk about how bad I suck at Russian right now, and how crazy the word ending changes are and stuff like that. Next week will be another video in Russian. Hopefully I'll have something more to say than what I said in the last one. I'm studying pretty hard, so hopefully I'll have made some improvement by then. If this video was helpful in any way, hit that like button, share it around to your friends. Maybe it'll be helpful to them too. If you like what you're seeing and you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, because this is just the beginning of this language journey, so you can bet there's more coming. So until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.